Hello, friends, and welcome back to another real quick episode of Ace Academy. So, when we left off, we helped settle things between Cowrie and May. We saw that Cowrie and Sho seemed to have worked out most of their differences, and Valerie called us. And so, we're gonna go visit Valerie in the hangar. Ooh. It is very, very late at night, and I'm very, very tired, so please forgive me if I sound tired. After I swipe myself into the hangar, I make a beeline for Eagle. Valerie is perched in front of my terminal, but jumps up when she sees me. She moves from the terminal and gestures for me to sit.
Voila!
I stare at the scrolling code on the screen. She's gotta stop acting like I can read this stuff. What is this?
It's a manual documentation. It needs to be cleaned up before it can be fully understood, though.
So you called me over to show me something that's not complete? Valerie pouts.
If you were even a little bit technical, you'd be able to understand this achievement.
Well, I'm not.
Besides, my script is parsing it as we speak. It'll be done in a few minutes.
We wait patiently for her program to finish running. I watch as she keeps an eye on her script. She's confident in her program, yet keeps glancing at it, exposing the eagerness behind her calm demeanor. We can't help but wonder, how did you get into engineering?
Girls can't be engineers.
That's not what I said. Valerie laughs.
It's like a puzzle.
What?
Taking things apart and putting it back together, finding new ways to piece everything together to make it a better product?
This is a similar reason to why I got into Cisco networking. More accurate way to say it, or reason why I stuck with Cisco networking. I got into it because it was recommended to me. I like to see where I fuck up whenever I program a router or a switch, because I always fuck up something, and I have to go back. And it's like, alright, you've put something together wrong. Fix it. And I enjoy that. And so, Valerie I can identify with a minor bit.
The possibilities are endless, even if we can't see all the solutions just yet.
And you just discovered that by accident? She shrugs and becomes strangely aloof.
Things broke around the house a lot. If I didn't fix it, then it would be broken forever.
Why not just buy a new one?
It always worked fine once fixed. Why spend that extra money?
But why did you have to fix it? Why not your parents? She frowns in disdain.
My mom couldn't be bothered with things like that. If the computer broke, she'd pretend the problem didn't exist until she needed to use it. Then she'd go and buy a new one because she needed to use it immediately.
I have been guilty of that before. Not the going and buying a new one, but just hoping problems go away.
Money was always tight, and that's why I started trying to fix things. The first thing I ever properly fixed was my bike. I was 15, and my neighbor at the time was a young woman at university. She helped me fix it, and when she learned I was interested in this stuff, she gave me a bunch of how-to books for my birthday.
I guess I was lucky that my dad was pretty handy. He taught me how to take care of my things. Valerie grins playfully.
Could have fooled me. Eagle's always a little worse for wear by the time he gets to me. Isn't that right, Eagle?
She coos affectionately at my gear. It's not a puppy. A sharp beat interrupts our conversation. Valerie whips back towards the screen.
It's done.
Valerie and I both lean to get a better look at the screen. I turn my head to ask her a question when her hair brushes my cheek. It's soft and smells like flowers. I hadn't realized how close we were to each other until now. Valerie is too focused on the screen to notice. Her slender fingers dance across the keyboard.
Oh, this makes a lot of sense.
Share with the class, please?
Why your core only activated that one time? The function of the core was set to debug mode with a single run instance.
English, please. Wait, hold on. I understood that perfectly.
Why your core only activated that one time? The function of the core was set to debug mode with a single run instance.
Like, none of these words don't make sense. The game taught us what core meant. Oh, God. single run instance is not that hard to figure out. And debug mode is when, how do I put this? It's when you run something as a test and not for actual use. And so the debug mode was a single run instance, and then you were supposed to either go in and reactivate the debug mode or set it to not debug mode. And you, my good sir, are a fucking idiot.
The overdrive mode was meant to be used for testing purposes, so it was set to only activate once.
Thank you. What does that... fuck's sake. What does that mean, huh?
It means if we can figure out how to change the setting and find out the parameters of activation, you could use the overdrive mode on demand.
My eyes widen as I consider the possibilities, and my virus and threat protection decides to also do the same. Are you serious?
Yeah! In theory, anyway.
She squints at the code.
That's not even the best part. Here are blueprints with algorithms and formulas.
What do they say? Valerie puts a finger to her lip.
It seems to be incomplete, but we might be able to use this and a bit of reverse engineering to fill in the gaps. If we can figure this out, we can understand the details of the core.
When can we have the overdrive mode ready? Valerie taps her lip.
I'm not gonna lie, it'll take some time. There's a lot to fill in here, but I'll give it my best.
That's all I can ask for. Why did Dad include this function for my core, and why didn't he tell me? I have so many questions and too few answers. Let's keep this a secret.
A secret?
Yeah, there's no point in getting the team's hopes up when we don't even know if this'll work. Plus, I don't need anyone snooping around my gear. I look pointedly toward Valerie. She smiles innocently.
What? That's what brought us together. Are you saying you wish you'd never met me?
Of course not, but one Valerie is more than enough. She smirks.
Don't I feel special?
Aww. Ugh. Valerie gets to work and I watch her for a while. She's working too fast for me to comprehend what she's doing, and I don't want to interrupt her groove to explain it to me. After a few minutes, she glances back at me.
You really do like to watch, don't you?
That's my cue to leave. Huh?
First it was Sho and Mayu at the beach, now me.
I despise everything about you, Valerie Bell. Come on, dude. She's baiting you. You can't just take the bait like that. I didn't watch them. Her eyes sparkle.
So, you just like watching me then? Too bad this isn't that interesting.
After saying goodbye, I leave her to do her thing. I've still got some time before I head home tonight. What do I feel like doing, Cowrie? Oh. Why do they even give me the choice? Maybe it's possible that you would get different characters' events right now if you had done them. Oh well. I wonder what Valerie is up to. I dial her number and wait for her to answer.
Hello?
Hey Valerie, you busy?
Yeah, I'm about to go meet a friend for some coffee.
Is it me? I have a feeling I know who it is. You mean me?
Of course.
Mm-hmm. This line would be different if you hadn't taken the able to read people trait. I played the game through on strong, and he went, oh man, I guess I won't. Oh well, see you some other time. And she was like, it's you, stupid.
Of course. I'll meet you at the cafe, in front of the bookstore.
Sounds like a plan. I'll see you in a bit.
Au revoir.
I make my way to the cafe. Valerie is waiting for me in a booth by the time I arrive.
It's rude to keep a lady waiting.
And it's a good thing there are no ladies here. I certainly wouldn't want her to wait. Valerie pouts.
What am I if not a lady?
You're indescribable. Valerie, she raises an eyebrow.
Indescribable. As in?
As in indescribable. After a moment, she shrugs.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Have you ordered yet?
No, I was waiting for a certain someone to get their butt over here.
So what I'm hearing is you want to see my butt. Valerie smirks.
Give me a twirl then.
Without hesitation, I jump to my feet and give her a leisurely turn, then throw in a small wiggle for good measure. I do have a very slappable ass. Valerie works hard to keep a straight face.
That just made the wait worth it.
I knew it would. I flip the open menu and take a minute to read my options. Valerie and I both place our orders, then she pulls out a pencil and sketchbook. What are you doing?
Not me, you.
Huh? She pushes the sketchbook towards me and grins playfully.
I want you to draw me like one of your French girls.
Art is not my thing.
So
I don't do it. She pouts and blinks puppy dog eyes at me.
not even for me?
Oh, I'm barely even phased. All those guilt trips from Nikki were good for one thing, I guess. Nope.
Aw, come on. I drew you. It's only fair that you draw me. Please!
When did you draw me? A couple of cafe patrons are giving me dirty looks. Fine, if it will make you stop. She grins. She leans onto the table, rests her chin in her hands, and flashes me a warm smile. Taking this as my cue to start drawing, I clumsily trace the pencil around the page. As hard as I try, my uncoordinated fingers cannot illustrate what my eyes see.
Are you done yet?
No. Valerie speaks through her teeth, trying not to disturb her pose. No. I continue to sketch. After a few minutes, Valerie tries again.
How about now?
No. She waits another couple minutes.
Now?
Calm down. It'll be done when it's done. She sighs heavily.
The things I have to do for you.
In case you forgot, you're the one who asked me to draw you. You can't rush these things.
Shouldn't you be concentrating? What are you doing talking to me?
You are the one talking to me.
If you spent more time on your drawing and less time blaming me for things, you'd be done by now.
This is usually the point at which I would throw the art book at her and she'd get to enjoy her half-done sketch. I glare at her. She winks before returning to her pose. We fall silent as I work on the drawing. Valerie stares confidently at me, never looking away when I glance up at her. For some reason, that makes me even more nervous. I push away my embarrassment and focus on her features. For all the other times I've looked at her, I haven't really seen just how perfectly her features flow into each other. It's the first time I've noticed just how truly beautiful she is, and my face flushes from the thought. The next time I glance up at Valerie, her smile looks more genuine. I know she saw me blush, and that makes me blush even more. After a few more minutes, I drop my pencil. Okay, it's done. Valerie breaks from her pose.
Let me see.
Pushing forward the sketchbook, I wonder if she'll like that I drew her with big old titties, or tig old bitties, as accurately as possible, or like an ironing board. As accurately as possible is a very earnest, this is really good thing, and like an ironing board is like, don't you think I'm missing something? I didn't know what this meant the first time. It means it means you made her the leading chairman of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee. So I've never clicked this before, so I'm going to take with tig old bitties. She stares at the drawing and her eyes grow wide in wonder. She doesn't react right away, and I'm worried that she doesn't like it. Then, unexpectedly, she looks down on herself and holds her hands over her chest as if comparing them with something. Suddenly, she grabs her breasts and begins to lift and push them together. What are you doing?
I don't know what I was doing earlier, but if that's what I look like, I need to do that more often.
My face burns as she continues to play with her chest. Although I'm reluctant to make her stop, I don't need her attracting attention to herself and giving people the wrong idea. I could give you a hint. She pauses and looks at me expectantly. Why don't you lean over the table to get a better look at the drawing? Valerie blinks, then smirks and leans forward so I can see the top of her cleavage through her shirt.
Like this?
Perfect. I'm sure she knows I'm not looking at her face.
you're a pervert.
Oh, God. I think I might have told this story before, but I've had basically exact opposite experience of this, where two very attractive people both thought I was asexual, because I don't ogle people. They were like, wait, he's bi? But, hold on, what? There's a smile on her face, and she doesn't move from her position. Valerie glances at the time and wrinkles her nose.
I've got class soon.
Don't sound so excited about it.
It's not a fun one.
Which one is it? Art history?
Introduction to art history.
Called it. I just know that because I've played the game before. Don't you like art?
I do. And since I also like history, I thought this would be a good choice for one of my electives.
So why the disappointment?
Well, it turns out that although I like history and I like actually creating art, learning about other people creating art is not as fun.
So, was watching me create art for you today not fun either? She smirks.
That doesn't count. I was part of the creative process.
That's true? She glances again at the time and gathers her things.
Okay, I've got to head out.
I nod. After we pay for our drinks, we head our separate ways, but not before I catch Valerie fondly sneak another peek at my drawing. The house is quiet when I get home. Uncle Kaido is still working his crazy hours, and Nikki's probably still at her club. Stifling a yawn, I trudge upstairs. It's been a long day, and all I want to do is relax. As I pass by Nikki's room, I notice her door is closed. I guess she is home after all. Cue laughter. I think nothing of it until I hear a deep, extremely male laugh behind Nikki's closed door. Nikki's giggle shortly follows. I would like to confirm, though, what is about to happen is something that I would never do as a human being. What is this? There's a boy in Nikki's room? And they're behind closed doors? Not on my watch. I burst into her room. Nikki's eyes widen and her mouth drops open. The boy twists to look at me from the chair beside the bed. They're playing the combat music. The funny thing about this is, he could kick my ass. He could kick your ass. He could kick Kaido's ass. There's a boy in your room.
What are you doing?
Now there's two. Who is this guy? Nikki leaps from the bed and tries to push me away, but I stay rooted to the ground. Is this Ken? I turn to the guy, ignoring Nikki pulling on my arm. Are you Ken? He freezes like a deer in the headlights and stammers out an affirmation.
Yes?
Kenny Yen Kokan.
Leave him alone. We're just studying.
Studying? Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
Yes. What? No. Studying as in studying.
She points to her bed. I take another look around the room. Nikki's bed is sprawled with books, tablets, and laptops. Ken is holding an open textbook in his lap, a look of pure terror on his face. I'm not fooled. God fucking damn it, Red. I'm not fooled. I know underneath that good kid facade there's a demon just waiting to pounce on my cute, innocent, Why couldn't you just say little sister? Imudo. That just means little sister. This is like all according to Kiaiku, except for worse, because that at least told you what Kiaiku meant. Fuck's sake.
Ken is in my class, and we have an exam next week.
I glare at Ken, who cowers from my stare.
So, now that you know nothing weird is happening, get out.
I cross my arms. Actually, I think I'll stay and help you two study, asshole.
What?
Whatever you're learning now, I already studied.
Don't you have your own homework you can do? We're studying fine without you.
Are you sure about that? I think Ken here would appreciate the help. I glare at Ken, who gulps hard and nods.
Actually, it would be an honor to have the help of an ace pilot. No, it wouldn't.
I narrow my eyes at Ken, very suspicious. Why? I really want to click move him out of the room. Warning, I am probably going to curl up into a ball and cringe throughout the entirety of this. Wordlessly, I cross the room and pull Ken to standing. I grip his shoulders and steer Ken towards the door. Although clearly alarmed he doesn't resist once outside of the room, I close the door on him.
What are you doing?
He clearly can't be trusted.
He's not doing anything wrong.
I didn't like that look he was giving you. A hesitant knock is heard through the door. Nikki glares at me.
Let him back in.
Why?
Just let him in.
Nikki looks about ready to burst. Fine, but you have to keep the door open.
Fine, but you have to promise to stop acting so crazy.
I'm not the crazy one. Yeah, you are. Fuck you, dude. Regardless, as I open the door, I'm greeted by a very confused Ken. I grip his shoulders and steer Ken back into the room, then plop him down in his chair. Continue. I exit the room. Oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Luckily, my room is across from Nikki's. I leave my door open too while I try to work on my assignments. I'm too distracted to focus as I strain to hear what they're talking about. Every so often, I hear them repeat a math formula or compare answers on equations. Huh, I guess they really are studying. This time. Eventually, I give up and watch videos on MeTube. After about 2 hours, Ken goes home. Nikki slams the door shut to her room. Sheesh, what's her problem? What's your problem? Oh, now that I can finally focus again, I finish up my assignments and easily fall asleep afterwards. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. We're an asshole. Have a good day. Boop.